You're rolling.
Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the Jumpcast. Very big chapter. I predicted a lot of it, but it still went a lot differently than I thought it would. Um, this week, Max Drees will not be joining us because he is busy doing an internship, I'm assuming. He kind of
Yes.
left it vague, but he's on a movie set, so good
Right.
job for him
Yeah.
because that's what he wants
Congrats.
to do.
Yeah. Send him your
Exactly.
thoughts. I don't know. Your thoughts and prayers. Good vibes. I don't know.
Yes,
But just
exactly.
um, we're hoping he's having a good
Getting
time.
coffee for all the big wigs, not doing anything of what he actually wants to do. So yeah, right now we're gonna be
He's
covering
getting
chapter
exposure right now.
223. Yeah, getting the exposure.
Yeah.
Oh, that
223.
fully help him out. And we will talk a little bit about the new season 2 trailer
Yeah.
for Jujutsu
Because
Kaisen.
as of recording, it came out 4 hours ago. So.
Yeah, and we watched it and I proceeded to watch it two times over and yeah, I wasn't the first trailer was very good, don't get me wrong, and I was also very excited, but this second one, holy crap, I'm actually pumped. It actually looks so good. But we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
Um Anyways, how do we want to get into this chapter?
I don't know. I didn't have, because like my thoughts on, as I was reading like stuff I'd write down for notes I wanted to talk about, was like kind of just stuff that would go down chronologically. So I wrote down like three quick things that is like the key things I want to talk about. But I don't know, because like it's chronologically, we got a few big reveals and very cool character moments. Um,
Yes.
because I know it was always with like Unarame or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Utah Hime. That's how it looks like it's
Yeah,
spelled.
Utah Hime. Utah Hime.
Ever since like I saw her in the anime, I thought like her look was cool, and I was like, oh dang, she's gonna have like a cool. I thought because she has like shrine maiden clothing, it would involve shrines, and I was somewhat right. But then I saw there were a bunch of theories because her voice actor is also in Japanese like a famous singer, so people are like, oh, it's something that involves like singing, but it kind of does. It's somewhat right, but
It does. Well, it's a mix of both of those
yeah.
because they tried to play off of the musical bit that went with the Gaku Ganji, the old dude.
Mhm.
And what is it? I personally think it's a really good technique. Her technique is called, what is it, Solo Forbidden Area, and it's basically her dancing and singing.
She's just like like I know they compare in JJK universe a lot of stuff to like I guess D&D class. She's like a bard. I'm guessing
Yeah.
like the best way. I like her and Gaku
It's
Ganji. But
yeah, I think it's really good, and it's also really well themed for like a teacher. It's like she helps those around her. The translations are a little bit different. The official translations say that it amplifies someone specifically, while other fan translations said that it amplified an area. I personally honestly like the fan translation a little bit more because it adds on more to her as like a teacher. It's like she helps bring up her students
yeah.
and helps them out with this sort of like dancing and singing. Um, and also one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I guess I didn't even put this as a note, but we got the narrator back,
Yeah.
which I'm so happy for because it's so fun when the narrator's there, that third person that just is explaining how good the moment is. It adds on to it a lot.
And yeah, it
So,
seems
yeah.
like we are getting the narrator in the anime because of the trailers we've gotten.
I didn't notice that, but
Well, like
I really
I
do
should say
hope
that like
so.
the first trailer there was like I don't know if it was actually one of the characters, but like a female's voice speaking
Oh
at the
yeah,
very start. I don't know, I think that
I
would
have
be,
to rewatch
yeah.
that
But
just to
if
see.
that is the narrator, that'd be pretty sweet. Personally. But yeah, no, and then Ichiji is actually kind of a badass. Like,
Yeah, he's projecting a barrier to help Gojo, which I think is also really sick.
he's
I
like
also love the
the new.
fit.
He's gonna be like the new Tengen.
I know, that's what I was thinking too, with him projecting the barrier. Just like setting that thing up But yeah, I like it because it's giving Ichiji a little bit more of a cooler moment.
Hmm.
Um, uh, but also to be fair, I'm sure that if Nanami was still around, he would have made Nanami put up the barrier.
Yeah.
Um, it very much is that Ichiji is just the next best, and then he tries to give like a really good wholesome moment to him. It's just like you're the only person I can trust in this situation. That's why. And so then he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna put all of it in and just cast this barrier, which helps. Um, no one explained it in the fan translations. This is like everything from the beginning of the chapter has really big impact at the very end of it. Like with the narrator saying that like the barrier made Sukuna misread Gojo's hollow purple.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
so I think that's sick.
also someone said on Twitter, like, he shot that 200% hollow purple like 4 or 5 kilometers. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's sick. I was very happy that I predicted that part of the chapter where it's just like, okay, they're gonna start the battle off and the building's just about to crumble, and I actually got it right. It made me so happy.
well, what I like is like they said like the first person to fire, the first one to do a blow, is the challenger, type deal.
Well, what is
Or
it?
the first blow, the first blow will determine.
Who of the
Yeah, I
two
said
is
that
the
right. Yeah,
challenger.
which
Yeah.
our boy Gojo is, and like Sukuna's arm is missing, like his other one's super scorched. Like he
Yeah.
burned off his like jacket robe thing too. Like
Already.
yeah,
He already made him miss one of his arms. Um, so yeah, I think that was very cool. I love that it's a 200% hollow purple. People are already like panicking because it's like it's one of Gojo's like best techniques.
mm-hmm.
And of course it didn't leave Sukuna unfazed, but like he's definitely shaping up to be a lot better than anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Like he lost an arm that he could probably heal back because it's Sukuna.
Yeah.
Um,
Or maybe this is when
But
he'll
yeah.
bring out his other arms or something.
Maybe. I think that will happen eventually in the fight. We still have a lot. I think that this fight could last a long time. It could last a really long time because people are pointing out that like Gojo has another technique that he hasn't really named. Because if you go back to when he's teaching Yuji how to use curse energy or like how to mold it, he like shows the difference between blasting curse energy and then using a curse technique, which like the can, like shooting the can and then twisting the can.
Yeah.
Um, so people are like that twisting could relate to something else. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, also there's something we didn't also talk about with Gakuganji. I mean, I thought
Mhm.
that now Gojo's back. I was thinking maybe he would die, but like he's trusting him, and
Yeah,
it sounds
he's
like
alive.
yeah, it sounds like he might be the new head of Jujutsu Society. And then also, just we totally skipped over it. I feel like everyone on Twitter skipped over it. Is like Panda's like secretly a special grade or something.
Well, it's like a
Like
special grade case.
yeah,
That's how Gojo says it specifically.
like maybe he has
Because
the potential of being a special grade. I don't know if that's what they're implying or
I'm sure that he does. I think like the big thing about it is pointing out that like Gakuganji actually respected Yaga, and like that's kind of the curse that Yaga put on Gakuganji.
oh
Is
to
that
like
like, hey,
yeah
you have to know this crap, because that was the only thing that was preventing him from dying, but he didn't want to spill the beans. Like, oh yeah, it's not like a spontaneous thing for like cursed corpses. Like you can create them to where they're like self-sustaining.
yeah.
Um, like Panda isn't a special case, and it's Gakuganji's like, God damn it, this is like, why'd you say this now after I literally ripped your chest open? Um,
Yeah.
so like I think that Gojo understood that and decided like not to curse him any further, and like yeah, it's very surprising. I know that what is it? Some people are still unhappy about it that Gakuganji is still alive, but I think that it's a better choice to leave him like that. Um, just personally. because Gojo also doesn't like being a teacher. He like says that straight up, like I only do this because I need to make allies.
Mm-hmm.
It was like everything tying back even to like what chapter 10. He's just like I'm not best suited for a teacher. And I think that he also recognized that in this moment is like you're gonna be the head of Jujutsu Society because I know that I can't fit that role.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads me on to another thing with page 6, with all the higher ups dead in that room. One of my coworkers actually pointed this out because I was talking to him about the leaks. And if you go back to the last chapter, when Yuta and Inumaki were talking, they were in the same like dark room or like in a hallway leading to that dark room,
Oh, so you think they
presumably.
were the ones that did it?
Yeah, that Gojo ordered them to kill all the higher ups.
Which would be
Um,
sick. Like,
I think that does make sense, especially because they were talking about the higher ups
mm-hmm.
right in that corridor. So I'm sure they were just talking about that right before they just killed all of them. So I think that that's fun. I'm happy that Gojo is trusting all of his uh, people to like do his
Pupils,
work.
students.
Yeah, all of his pupils. Well, like I don't know, Ichiji isn't a pupil. I like
Yeah.
he trusts his group a lot more. He isn't just like putting himself on the burden of everything. He's trying to like spread it out and try to like fix everything. Um, I'm trying to think of what else. Um, I want to point out the art as well with like Utahime's technique. I really love what they did with all the robes and everything and the dancing. I think it's
Yeah.
really fun. It's so cool.
Well, because like it is going more into that like shrine mating. Because I don't know if it is a thing with Japanese culture, but she's got like bells wrapped on her
Yeah,
arms.
yeah. I think that that was also a big part of it. Because like her curse technique gets the better and better the more that she puts into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because like I'm sure that she does it to like amplify herself when she's regularly just like by herself by probably just singing while she fights, but
Yeah.
like she's just amplifying Gojo to the max so that he can throw out that hollow purple.
Which is insane.
Yeah. And I love that he also is embracing it too. They're like both working together. They're all just trying to set up for this big attack to set up who will actually be the challenger.
Mm-hmm.
Um and the art is just so good. I love the city and just the black void that was caused by Hollow Purple
Well, if you
and
can
just
see
Sakuna
like
trying to handle it.
the little not dot, but the little bit that is Sukuna, and we can already see that like Kenjaku's not there.
Oh
Too,
yeah,
which is
it's
the cool thing.
only it's what is it? It's only him and the ice person.
Yeah, which is cool because now hopefully Yuta and our trio is going after them, or
Yeah.
Maki, Akari, and Yuta are all going after Kenjaku, which like I still love. I know we talked about last week that he now considers them, or now I don't know if now, but he considers all three of them a threat to his plan.
Yeah. And I love that he's just trying to predict what Gojo is gonna do and like the rest of that group where he's just like, oh yeah, they're gonna be too preoccupied with Sukuna. It's like, no, Gojo trusts everyone else to go handle their own stuff
Like
while he
I'd
just
love
takes on Sukuna.
I'd love to see Gojo get his ass handed to him, but also I'm like I hope I kind of want to see Gojo win, just because like he's put this much trust in the people around him,
Yeah.
and he needs to have that faith in himself. That I mean ego wise he thinks he can do it, but I want to see him actually back it up and win.
Yeah.
I mean it would be
I
cool.
really want to see him win. I think it's really fun with the line that he says at the end, like just just to make sure that you get this straight. You're the challenger here, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, hey, let me set you straight.
Yeah.
I am that guy.
You put it so perfectly with that line. Um, I also want to say I really like what they did with the speech bubbles for the narrator on page 18.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like the strongest sorcerer in history versus the strongest sorcerer of today. I
Like,
love it so
there's
much.
no like
It's
I love
so
that like
cool.
yeah go Gege saying there's no he's a hey I'm not seeing one stronger than the other yet, like but
He's setting it up really good.
and I love that Gojo is still kind of in that like more traditional Japanese looking clothing, because since Sukuna is wearing something similar to it, I think it would be really cool for most of the fight. He stays in that, and then if like I don't know if like the jacket and scarf thing he's wearing gets blasted off and he's got the Toji fit on, if that's when he like ramps it up.
Yeah, I would like that too. I think that this is also like for how much that Gojo trusts in himself, I think that I also put in a note that like Gojo has planned this out hardcore, and I think that even these garments are like supposed to even amp him in some way, because this is not what he normally wears. He's trying to go full on traditional, trying to give himself the biggest advantage that he can, especially with what we literally just saw with him amping himself up and like hiding his techniques so that Sukuna would be caught off guard. So yeah, I just love that he planned this far ahead.
Yeah.
And I even forgot to mention that Sukuna saw like the spiritual pressure thing that you were talking about before. Like when he says "Speak of the devil," because he could even see Gojo. And like the aura around it. I love it. I love that they also gave Gojo that intense aura.
Because I mean, I feel like it's cool that like I feel like that's always been there, like spiritual pressure. Like, but now like we're actually, now that it's to like that level of sorcerers going at it, or going at it in a fight, we actually get to see like I guess manifested. It was really cool. Also, I wanted to touch on like I don't know if it is actually him, but like the full I don't know how to describe it, like incantation, a purple hollow is like 9 ropes, polarized light, that and then he says purple hollow. I don't know if that's like him buffing himself before he purple hollows, or that's like an incantation they have to like because I know Gege of course is a big Bleach fan, and something he's always said he likes that Kubo has done in Bleach is like Aizen, for the Kitos and stuff like that, like the spells they do. Aizen is able to cast the higher level ones without saying the incantation, like the giant cube one, Nick, if you know that one, or the dragon that's really famous for Aizen
I
doing.
still need to read and catch up on that,
Okay.
but I don't know much about that. I think that this one is like he is also joining in with Utahime so that he can, because her traditionally is amping him up to 120%, and
This
him
is the
adding
other
on those
80.
lines and like
Okay.
because like he's also dancing at the same time. Like you see like he squats down and his hands are put together, and then he gets up to then launch it. So I think that was a big part of it. It's so good. It makes me so happy. This is a really good chapter.
Well, and then also, I didn't write it down, but I just remember this is something I want to talk about. The with like the spiritual pressure moment of Gojo doing it. I've been seeing people say it's a nice contrast between Sukuna doing it.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, it's a good sense to like show that. Well, like I love that it also sets up that he is, like as you said, like I can't even repeat it. What you said, like when he said, like you're the challenger.
I don't even remember how I said it.
Yeah.
Let me look at it. Hey, bro, let me set you straight. I'm that guy. Like, don't want to break it to you. I hate to break it to you, but I'm here to pack you.
I love the contrast. I love that it's giving like our protagonist an actual chance as well. Like it is very cut and dry. It's very even. So yeah, I'm really wondering where this fight will go, because now I'm just even remembering that hey, Kashimo also has a hand in it, and I know that he also wants to fight Sukuna, and I could see a bunch of things happening.
I would love if Yuji and Kashimo are hiding nearby, and this fight's gonna happen, but it's just like Gojo's just a distraction for Kashimo to come out, use his technique, and Yuji's gonna soul switch with him or something. Like,
yeah, and just take it. I think another good one is that if there's the chance that Gojo does lose, that like we're in like a panic situation of like, okay, who is Sukuna gonna go for next? But Gojo already set up the plan for like Yuta and Hikari and Maki to go after the other two, like Kenjaku and the ice lady.
Yeah.
And so then Kashimo is there to fill in that hole of just like buying time, and also Kashimo like just wants to fight Sukuna and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't want to put any bad faith. I really hope that Gojo wins this because this is such a great starter.
Like, I was even thinking like, oh, I wanted like, I was thinking like I want to see Sukuna pack Gojo up, but now I'm like I want to see Gojo win this, or like cool narrative thing is hear me out, Sukuna and Gojo both died during this fight. And I mean, if Megumi dies during the fight, at the last moment, as I guess Megumi's body is giving out after like enough damage to him because of Sukuna, and Gojo's dying at the same time, kind of have like I guess that like father-son kind of moment be like of him being like, hey, I'm proud of you. Or we saw, I mean, I'm remembering it from season 1, but earlier, yeah, having in the first season of the anime, there's that moment before Megumi uses his domain expansion for the first time, and we get that flashback of him like, hey dude, stop holding yourself back, or that could be the moment of like him breaking free of Sukuna's control, maybe being like, well, I've got my, doing air quotes here, my dad, he killed my sister, he's almost killed my friend. Like that's like his moment of like, I've got kind of like, I guess like in Star Wars where like they're like, the Sith are like, oh, to like they're fighting a Jedi and they're like, well, the Sith is like, you've grown so much more powerful, and the Jedi goes, no, I've just let go of my fear, type deal. Like narratively,
I like that.
Could be really cool.
I think that could be very good as well. We have so many ways to go down on this.
But no, I'm excited to see where this could go. This could be really fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna also just throw out another projection that I think that JJK is not gonna end by the end of this year.
Okay.
I can't see it. I think that Gege really does want to end the series on a good note, and he's giving time to like not have this be rushed. Yeah. Like people are saying that it is rushed because we got 2 time skips, or that we got a time skip for cutting from November 19th to December 24th. But I think that Gege is just trying to set it up right so that he can finish the story in a good way. I'm sure that he's aiming to try to end it in by the end of this year, but I don't think that's actually going to happen.
Realistic, yeah.
Like Horikoshi is the biggest example for me. Is that like he said, oh yeah, I'm going to end My Hero in 2022, and now we're still getting chapters in 2023.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's a big arc, it's a big final arc, and I think that Jujutsu Kaisen has the same amount of setup and prep to it, so...
Because, like, my thing is, I'm going again down the Bleach route. The 1,000-Year Blood War is, like, at least 200 to 300 chapters. I mean, I don't know if JJK is going down that route, but, like, the entirety of the arc, like, there is, I guess you could say, like, the first invasion and the second invasion.
It's like 700 chapters, right? Or, like, 600.
Yeah,
it's like
Bleach is insane.
Something.
But
yeah.
The 1,000-Year Blood War is very, very long, and it's split up. But like the final arc of Bleach is massive, and there's different parts. There's when the Soul Society first gets invaded, and they get their ass handed to them. They kind of prep. Then the second invasion, and then I like to break it when like Ichigo comes in, and then when they go to the Soul King Palace. Like Gege doesn't have to like JJK or ending doesn't just mean that hey, the series is gonna end in 5 chapters. We still could have a lot of content. Like. Yeah. I'd hope we have a lot of content, and I mean these final matchups that we've been seeing, like this one, that's been set in stone, in my opinion, since chapter in episode 1, like the entirety of the series. We need to see that, Yuta said, I'm gonna kill Kenjaku. We need to see if he is that guy. Gojo is bringing that I'm that guy energy. I'd like to think Yuta can bring that energy, and especially, I mean, I'd love to see him tried one-on-one Kenjaku, but I think Yuta is a smarter fighter than that, and that's why Maki, him, and Hakari are going to go after him. And I think those three could stand a pretty good chance, depending on how. Yeah.
I agree with that as well. I honestly think that Yuta, well, maybe I always try to set that standard in my head that because what is it? Back in the beginning of Shibuya, like Gege sets up the standard, just like, oh yeah, Gojo always does best by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like he's trying to set that up for every character. Like every character should be outperforming. Like they perform their best when they're alone.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe we'll get a moment like Hakari and Maki get taken out of the fight, and then it's just you. Like that would even be sick because I want those two. We've only seen one Hakari fight. We've only seen like 3 Awakened Maki fights. Like we need to see each of those characters have some sort of moment before they get like I don't care. I would prefer them to not die, but even if they died during the Kenjaku fight, that could give Yuta the extra motivation. I think he's got enough motivation to kill Kenjaku, but this could be the icing on the cake.
Die.
Yeah,
Maki ain't gonna die. I don't think that Gege is setting that up either.
But just kind of like spitballing out there.
We still have a lot of time, and we also still have a lot of what Yuji is gonna do. Because I think that Yuji is set up to have like an honored one moment.
Yuji is the key to. I think he's the key to the end of this fight. About getting the outcome of saving Megumi, like.
I think that he definitely is, and what is it? I think that we can almost guarantee that we can basically confirm that Yuji's curse technique is body switching.
Yeah.
Especially from last chapter. It's been everything except for flat out stated that it's body switching. So I think that has to do something with that. We'll see how that goes, whether he switches into Sukuna or Gojo or someone else.
Yeah. We just need confirmation and we're good.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, we still have a lot to see. So people shouldn't freak out and say that the series is rushed and that it sucks. There's definitely been bad parts, especially like with the beginning. I shouldn't say with the beginning of this year, but like with I think almost everyone can kind of agree that the Sukuna and Sumiki fight, whatever, Yorozu fight was kind of mid.
Yeah.
That wasn't like the best choice, but I think it was still really. Gege knows what he's doing. We shouldn't second guess it.
He's not putting all his eggs into one basket for a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that we still got a lot to see. So yeah. Do we want to talk about the new trailer then?
Yeah, I guess let's talk about that for a bit.
So yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh wait, I guess.
Oh, sorry.
The one last thing that I should, because I keep on doing this. What do you think is going to happen next chapter?
I think even though he knows he has Infinite Void, I'd really like to see Sukuna still try and like get through him with like a cleave and dismantle. Or okay. Not set in stone, but this is my prediction. This train station they're at, Sukuna's just gonna regrow his arm. Maybe this is when he manifests his 2 other ones, and he's just gonna keep cleaving and dismantling. Everything around Gojo is going to be destroyed except for him. Like,
I would love that.
Like that'd be sick, dude. Like, and then he's like, "Wait, I've got to end this." Like, he's like, well, maybe a domain would work, but I mean, a domain class. Like, if Sukuna had a barrier to his domain, I think that would be a very cool domain clash. But we'll get the domain clash. I think that's going to be later. I think that needs it needs to be still treated, the domain still needs to be treated like a Bankai, like a I think this would be a really fun fight for that kind of like, okay, I power up slightly. Oh, you're power up slightly? Let me power up slightly better than you and just keep going, like keep building. I think this would be really fun.
Escalation.
Like really fun because then it would fit. Like Sukuna's like, well, I don't want to I don't want to go all out to kill you, and Gojo's like, well, I don't want to die, so I'm gonna piss you off by going slightly more powerful than you. And he's like, well, let me go higher than you, kind of like that would be really cool. I would like some more. Like, I know we got the damn punk at the end. I would really like to see Sukuna, like, have, like, a little freak out about he's the challenger. Like, no, I can't, this can't be. Like, I think it would be really fun for him to kind of...
I would like to see that talk back or push back. I think that would fit really well if he actually did get, like, a cleaver dismantle in next chapter.
Like, it needs to be the moment when, like, when Gojo grabs Jogo's hand. Like, I think that would be really fun. Like, yes, Gojo is taking this seriously, but, like, I think we still need a little joking Gojo before we go into that Gojo Satoru is himself when he's alone.
Yeah, when he gets serious.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think that would be very good to see Sukuna come back with something, I think that was a very good way to put that. Like, Sukuna should come back with something. Like, even if it's, like, a 10 Shadows technique even, I think that could be a really fun way to do it.
Yeah, his thing is like, well, 10 Shadows beat the last 6 Eyes and,
yeah.
Like, the last 6 Eyes user.
It killed both of them, and now I have the key to it, so,
yeah. Let's figure, like, but that's what I want to know is, like, I want to keep it, I would love to see a flashback to the fight, during this fight, so we as an audience know the key to a Shadows user killing a 6 Eyes user, but Gojo and Sukuna, like, I'd love if that information and how they both, the Shadows user won, but they both died. I would love that the key to that information is lost to history, or just because no one really witnessed the fight, it's gone, and that's what Sukuna is like. That's why Sukuna is experimenting with all this stuff. I'd love to see something like that.
I think that's a good way. I think that would just leave it pretty vague with, like, Sukuna comes back with something that actually hits Gojo. Yeah. I don't know what it would be, but I think that it'd be fun to see. Either that, or honestly, cut completely away from this fight and we go to the other people's perspectives.
Well, like, the cast that's not going after Kenjaku, just witnessing, like, a beam of matter-deleting energy destroy 5 kilometers. Like yeah. I would love to see, like, Yuji be like the moment of, like, Ichiji when he's like, Gojo snapped, like, that kind of moment. Like, I'd love to see, like, like,
I would love to see Kenjaku just, like, look over there and, like, oh, thank God I'm not there.
and then that's when we get Yuta and the trio jumping down, but it's like, yeah, I'm pulling my mic closer for this. Yeah, we gotta deal with us, or something like that. Like, would be really fun.
Yeah, something like that. Or even just Kenjaku getting punched by Rika.
That would be funny. No, we could get some really cool moments. I love your idea. Like, I'd love to get banter and then cut away. That's like, I'd love to get the, here's my not set in stone, but here's my prediction. We get the cleave dismantle, back and forth. We cut to Kenjaku. What Kenjaku's doing currently. Be really cool to see.
I think that's perfect. Because I want to see what the rest of, like, there's still so much mystery to this situation. We don't know what Kenjaku's going to be doing.
Like, where's Kashimo been? Like, he was 2 chapters ago, but he's gone. He's just gone now.
Yeah, he's doing something else. I'm sure that he's pissed at Hikari as well. I think that'd be hilarious. But yeah, I think that's a good way to put it for that. And now we can talk about the new trailer.
This new trailer
for season 2.
I love, it was during the first one, but I love Broken Ronin's take about how it's like, he said, like, the pastel colors and stuff, the changing of the art style, would be, is gonna be sick. I'm really excited for it now that they, like, everyone who listens to the podcast is caught up with the manga. It has read, hopefully read the hidden inventory arc, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So, like, they literally showed Gojo getting stabbed in the neck.
And they showed how the knife, like, broke through the through the barrier.
Yeah.
Gojo's barrier. It's so good.
Yeah.
They show so many good moments.
I know, of course, like as a we're going to be doing. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to be doing a not reaction, but just an episode just about the first episode and stuff. But
Yeah.
we'll figure we'll figure that out. As it is that is, I thought it was a month away for some reason. I thought it was June, like a week ago, but. We still got 2 months.
We're getting there. We got like a month and a half now.
Yeah, it's under 60 days or something, right?
Yeah.
So
much hype. Oh my god, it's just so good. They showed so many good moments, and they had so many of the voice lines. I love that. Again, people have to have read Hidden Inventory, but just like, what is it? We get a peek at the beginning and the end of how Ghetto's mentality changes.
mm-hmm.
I think that's so fun.
Because like, even though it's like Gojo is the protagonist of this, like it's still kind of like, I feel like if you haven't read the Hidden Inventory, based on what you're thinking, it seems like it might be more like Ghetto focused, which could have been really cool if it was not all from Ghetto's point of view, but like it could be really cool if there was like a more focus on him as being like a more main character-esque, because we did get the very beginning of him, and then at the very end we did get him saying like fucking monkeys in the shower. Like we're getting, and it's I'm just excited. I'm at a loss for words. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
That's always a thing that, well, what is it? Like, because I reread Hidden Inventory so much because I love Toji so much. But it's, I always forget, and I don't feel like the audience or like the fans pointed out too much, but it's such a good way to set up Ghetto's like villain arc. Like it does such a good job of setting up why he was the villain in JJK0, and even that like it's not that you sympathize with him.
It makes you feel
crazy.
bad for him. You don't sympathize, but you just feel.
Yeah.
You just feel sad.
Yeah, it's just it's such a good setup for a villain, and I feel like it's not appreciated enough. And hopefully with the anime, it's gonna give a better picture of it. So yeah, because like if I'm thinking it's gonna be 12 episodes, and then we're gonna get another 12 episodes for Shibuya, which I don't know how they're gonna fit that arc in 12 episodes. But we'll see. Unless it's like shorter for Hidden Inventory, but I feel like they're gonna get done with the Toji fight probably near episode 10, and then 11 and 12 is setting up Ghetto.
And then we'll move on to probably. I think did they confirm that we're getting Shibuya?
Yeah.
Okay.
They that's why they had the two pieces of key art on like the subway.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they had the one of like young Gojo and Ghetto, and then they have
the
rest of the group. Yeah. So yeah, it's so good. I'm so excited. There's no other way to put it. The animation looks great. The voice acting's great, and also the opening themes seems really good.
Yeah, it's the people that made it's the people that made the second opening, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yes.
It's the same guys. They changed up their style a lot. It sets up, I don't know, the music is a little bit more bubbly than like the past other two ones, which I think helps set up with that like pastel art style.
Which I think fits it. Like, well, because like you and me both really like Eve. I don't know about you. I'm assuming because of JJK, is that's how I figured out about Eve. But a lot of Eve's music to me is very different from the stuff than what he made for JJK, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I've noticed a bunch of other anime opening artists have similar things, because I'm guessing the studio is going for a certain vibe of the opening, and the artist gets a bid. There's like a bid or something to get that, or they have someone in mind, and then they kind of tell the artist what they want, and they already have a song similar to that, or they write something. I don't know the exact process.
Yeah, they go through like some weird process for it, I'm sure. Like it's either they were already creating a song and then they just buy that commission for it, or they start from the ground up. Like a good example of probably one that that was commissioned from the ground up was Chainsaw Man's opening.
Yes. Yeah.
Or like the first My Hero opening. Those ones are just like they relate so much to the actual main series. I don't know what the actual lyrics in the first one that Eve did. But I don't know if that one was commissioned either. I guess it's something that we actually need to do research for.
Yeah, we'd have to a research focused episode like that would be very fun. But yeah, like I'm not sure, like, because I know I love Your Name, like that movie. For the audience, that's one of my favorite. It's such a good movie. I know the entire. I mean, it was in what is it, like Rad Whips or whatever made it. Everything was completely commissioned. Everything, I'm assuming, was made ground up.
He's the guy that usually makes openings. They have like that new movie that came out.
Oh, Suzume! I still haven't seen Suzume.
I still need to watch that too.
But we gotta do a video. We gotta do an episode about Suzume now.
I think that came out in theaters recently, but I don't know.
I know in Japan, but
so he's usually commissioned for all of those sorts of. I forgot the name of the director, but the guy that made like Your Name and the Rain.
Yeah, Weathering with You, Suzume, Garden in the Woods. Oh, there's one other one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely something that we need to do more research on. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, which could be a really fun one to look into.
Yeah. But this one is it's a very good opening. I'm very excited.
Yeah, no, this one would be very cool to see.
Watch the opening. I'm so excited for season 2.
I want to see the opening because it's like, it's like a more bubbly, upbeat. So I'm hoping maybe we get a more like low key. I guess the term I'm looking for is more like slice of life-esque opening, where it's like kind of low key, funny. It's not as serious because like when they switch openings for Shibuya, make that a more serious.
It better be so sad.
Like it gotta be sad, or it's gotta be so hype. Like like if they're already showing Gojo dying in quotation marks. I want to see in the opening. I want to see like even if it's like a 2 millisecond frame. I want to see Sukuna and Jogo. I want to see like a second of their fight, or like
that'd be so fun just to see the flame arrow,
or like a silhouette of like a blacked out silhouette of Toji from Shibuya would also be very cool. If they're already revealing like big plot
points. I hope that
like,
they show in the Shibuya trailer they just have a part where it is the domain just like on the beach side.
Oh yeah, like something like just don't reveal who says it. Don't reveal that's Dagon, but just say just have domain expansion in like Dagon's whoever is going to be voicing Dagon. Dagon. I'm saying Dagon because I've been playing too much Survivor. That's like one of the main villains. But Dagon, and just have Naobito, and just have the panel of him, like animate that and show that for the trailer. That's the big moment I'm wanting to see because I want to go from like a bleak, dark subway to like a bright beach. I think that's gonna be really cool.
I think that would be very fun. I think that would be very, very cool.
Yeah.
I don't think that we have much else.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot else I'm thinking I want to add.
I think that this is probably a good point to stop it. So yeah, and then we'll also hopefully Idris will be done next weekend, and then we're gonna ask for his opinion on the last chapter too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much as always for listening to episode 29. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you again next week. Just because we really like making this. We enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun.
We want to hear people's feedback. I know we don't have the biggest fan base currently for it, but the few people that do listen weekly, we'd love to hear you guys' feedback and your thoughts on the trailer, or not the trailer and the chapter. But yeah. All right. Goodbye.